All right, everyone, welcome to the Monday, November 21st edition of the MMAOB Daily Podcast. I'm your host, as always, Adam Martin, joined by my co-host here, Mondays and Tuesdays on the podcast, Mr. Big Marcel. Actually, just Mondays now. We're only talking about Marcel. We've been kind of going back. It's last week we did Tuesday. That's why I said that. Back to the Monday schedule, at least for now. Marcel, how's it going, man? How's everything? Your team won today, Netherlands?
Yeah, my team, my country. I mean, I won't lose a minute of sleep of it if they didn't. Ajax is my team and Netherlands is my country, but I'm more of an Ajax fan than I'm a Netherlands fan.
Right.
But yeah, good for them. It's good. It's fun for the country. People love it then when they win. So the game was absolutely awful. It absolutely sucks. It was like I think Senegal at least deserved the draw. So I think we've been very fortunate to get the two goals. So yeah.
I mean, I'm not a soccer guy, as you know, Marcel. Like, I don't know much about it, but I was at home today. I'm like, all right, I want to throw a bet down. I'm like, I'll bet on the Netherlands. So I won my lunch money. I bought some chicken wings with the $20 I won today on the Netherlands. But I was watching that game. I'm like, they're gonna fucking have a draw. I'm like, this is the worst part about this sport. Like, it's not like MMA. If there's a draw, you get your money back, right? I was telling you this in the DMs. Like, you fucking lose your bet in soccer if they draw, which is like so scary. So, yeah, I mean, that header was nice, Marcel, and then the extra goal with the extra time, which there was like 10 minutes extra time too. Yeah. Anyways, man, I'm just glad I got my free lunch out of that, Marcel. And then you actually made a good prediction. You're like, hey, they're gonna get a tie in the USA game. And I'm like, Marcel, you would have been rich if you had bet on this stuff, but you're a silly guy. Anyways, let's get into UFC Vegas 65, Marcel. If that's all good with you, I think we should start off with that. We got Glenn in the chat. What's up, Glenn? How's it going, man? He's English, I think. His team won today too. Those guys won.
Congrats.
So, yeah, and that wasn't close.
It was trashing.
Let's get into UFC Vegas 65. Let's start with the main event, the original main event that got canceled. So I want to get this comment to you. Hey guys, got to work. Stopping by, I gave you a like and say thank you for the my pick. You're welcome, buddy. She was like plus 150. We both picked her, right, Marcel? I was so confused, like why the odds were that way. Like I thought she should have been favored if anything. What are you gonna say?
No, I agree with you. Yeah. I mean, if you look at the opposition that Maya fought and that Morose fought, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I agree. All right, so George in the chat. George is one of our biggest fans. We gotta love George here. Give some love to George. Thanks, George.
Thanks, man.
So I want to talk about the main event. So Saturday afternoon, it was an early card, right? So I'm on Twitter, and then there's one of my followers, guy, I think his name's Shrek, and he's this DraftKings guru. This guy's awesome, Marcel. This guy just won $200,000 in DraftKings last week. He won the UFC 281 tournament. By the way, if you're watching Shrek, I have a PayPal email if you want to. I'm just joking. But seriously, that's pretty amazing. Like, he won the solo tournament, so big ups to that dude. Anyways, he sends me a message. He's like, "Hey, have you heard about the fight getting canceled?" And I'm like, no. So I clicked on the tweet the guy sent me, right? You saw that tweet. Some random some Bitcoin guy tweeted it. And it looked like bullshit. I gotta be honest, Marcel. The way he tweeted it looked like bullshit. But he had a lot of followers, and I was thinking to myself, why would he like risk his following to like put fake news out there? So I started thinking, like, maybe there's something to this. Like, I hope not, but maybe there is. So I messaged Alex. I don't know if Alex is going to be in the chat today, but I sent Alex a message. Was like, "Can you check this out?" And he said he'll let us know. And then he started messaging us saying, "Okay, I'm asking the UFC," and they're saying like, "We'll have an update soon." Then you knew something was up.
Yeah.
Like, so I got to give you got to give credit to that guy on Twitter though. Like, he had it before anyone. Right?
For sure. But yeah, I mean, if there wasn't anything happening, they would have said, no, all is good, But if there's an update soon and we're working on it, there's something. But that was like already around the first prelim, I think, when that was on, and the UFC just kept going. And at a certain moment, you got the feeling that something was happening because we were like still 1 hour to go and with still 3 prelims left, I was like, something's off here, and then after the Miles Johnson against Vince Morales fight, they finally came out and they said like, the fight is off, and one fight goes to the main card, and now Morose against Myers, a featured prelim. So
it's kind of funny that news came out like literally at the same time that Miles Johns was like, "Hey, my coach James Coach got suspended because of this betting thing." So it's like it almost like kind of hid that. We'll talk about that too because obviously there's a lot to go there. But yeah, I mean, it sucks. Have you heard about them rebooking the fight? Is that what they're trying to do now, or?
I see many people talking about it, but I haven't heard anything about it, so I don't know, man. I don't know. I would think so, I mean, both guys are heavyweights. They have both had this training camp,
weight,
so
right?
yeah.
Or not as much. I know Lewis cuts a little bit of weight.
Yeah.
I was thinking maybe they could put on that last card, like December 17th, Strickland Cannonier, just as a 3-round fight. It doesn't even need 5 rounds, does it? Like, does this fight really need 5 rounds? Like,
no, for me, it doesn't. I think, to be honest, this fight was typically made because they didn't find another main event.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
I think so too. Exactly. So I'm with you. It's still disappointing, though. I mean, I was looking forward to seeing what would happen. What's up, John? Fun weekend of fights. Oh, there was a lot of fights, right? There was Bellator. We'll talk about that too. Cage Warriors.
Invicta.
Oh yeah,
championship.
The girl who won Invicta, Tina Black. Nah. She's good. She'll be in the UFC. When she had her Contender Series fight
against Piera Rodriguez,
she looked good in that fight. She lost, but she looked good. They're going to sign her, guys. I actually wanted to bet on her to win a turn. I didn't see the odds at DraftKings though. I guess they didn't do those fights. Was it like a 1-round fight or something? The first fight?
I don't know. I don't know,
2 rounds?
Man.
You know, because there was 2 fights. Was it 2 rounds and then 3? I think that's what maybe what it was. Because I couldn't find the odds to bet on it. I wanted to. All the way. Now since the fight's falling through are suspicious. Well, I mean, we're hearing what happened to Lewis. He got sick. That's allegedly. Like, they're not even saying what happened to him, really. You know? It's kind of weird. I don't know, Glenn. I'm not sure. I doubt it's like, if you're like suggesting potentially could be something else. Like, I mean, I highly doubt it'd be like a USADA thing, you know? I do feel like he probably was sick. And Lewis doesn't seem like the guy who would pull out of a fight. Like, I know he's got a bad back, though. Like, so, anyways, what's up, Cod Pass? What's going on, man? Yeah, that's all right, John. That makes sense. I was looking for the odds on DraftKings. They didn't have them. They had the other fights, but not that one because I wanted to bet on her to win it. She's quite good. All right, let's go to the what ended up being the main event. Marcel Kennedy Nzechukwu against Ion Cutelaba. Good comeback, right, by Kennedy again. I mean, how many comebacks has this guy had in UFC now? It's been quite a few. Let me count it up. So he had the comeback against Alberg. He had the comeback against Marquez, and he had a comeback against even Stosic. I think Stosic was beating him until those low blows. I'm pretty sure he was going to lose that fight. And then, to be fair, he also was beating Paul Craig until he made a mistake with like 20 seconds left too. So he got caught in the Paul Craig submission, just like your boy Magomed Ankalaev did. This is a good win for Kennedy, especially because it was the main event. Like, I think it's a nice win. Like, Dana White went right to him after the fight and was like, man, great knockout. Like, it was a nice knockout, man. That knee was so vicious, the one that dropped him, and then he finished it up with strikes. I thought Ion was fighting a good fight. You know, he fought a smart fight. I think he was trying to, the fight with Devin Clark last year? That's what he was trying to do again. Marcel just wrestle him, just control the fight. But it's hard to do that to a guy like Kennedy. He's so big. He's 6'5". He's so big, guys. He's such a big guy for this division. And Ion loses again. He's actually lost 5 of his last 7 fights. 1-5-1 his last 7, Marcel. We talked about him potentially getting cut, although I think he'll give one more because if you look at who he's lost to, Kennedy, Nzechukwu, Johnny Walker, Ryan Spann, Kobe was a draw, and Ankalaev, those are all ranked guys, Marcel. So I think he'll get another fight. No more now that I look at it. But for Kennedy, nice win. Give me your thoughts, man.
Cutelaba started well, and I felt like Kennedy was going into that shell again that he did against Dawoon Jung, and then he took him down. Dude. I mean, fight IQ 0, took him down, tried to control him on the ground for 5 minutes, and gassed himself out again. Second round, he came in super wild, not composed at all, trying to knock Kennedy's head off, what he should have done in the first round. And then went for a takedown out of nowhere, and Kennedy landed a perfect knee on his face. At that moment, Cutelaba tried to cheat by kicking him in the nuts, so he could get more time. And Kennedy was like, no, we're going to continue. Then he kicked him, or then he kneed him again, and then it was over. It was a good comeback win for Kennedy, but one of the most stupid fights I ever saw from Cutelaba. I think he could have beat Kennedy in the first round via knockout or TKO if he kept punching instead of going for that stupid takedown, which he did. And I heard many people saying like it was a smart game plan. It was stupid. We all know Cutelaba has 5 minutes of gas, and he gassed out again. It's a shame, in my opinion. But good win for Kennedy, and at the main event, nice shine on that as well.
our boy George is saying the same thing as you in the chat, talking about just them being smart. And I agree with you guys. Like, a lot of fighters would just hold up there and let the ref give the other guy 5 minutes to recover. Like, I think it's smart to be like, or give himself to recover, excuse me. I think it's smart for him to be like, no, I'm good. Let's go. Let's push through, you know? Anyways, it was really impressive, man, in my opinion. Here, I think the way to beat this guy is like how Dayon Jung beat him by blitzing him like really early, right? To get him out of there, just like Ion could have. Because I think in like a prolonged fight, Marcel, he would be hard to beat. I think Kennedy's going to do really well in 5-round fights too, because he does have that like ability to come back in fights, and also just his cardio is quite good. His conditioning is very good, Marcel. He wasn't even tired after the first round, man.
He has a low output, dude.
Yeah, but his opponents, he lets them like beat themselves. That's what he does, man. You know, it won't work a lot like if he steps up to top 10 competition, because once you get into the top 10, Marcel, like the guys don't gas as much as Cutelaba does. You know, like they'll still have that ability to finish you later on in the fight. Anyways, overall, I think he looked good. And again, Marcel, only 4 finishes in the card, so everyone got a bonus. So he was a lock to get that 50K. And you know what? A guy like him, taking care of his mom who's got like ALS or whatever, like it's just horrible. So that's the kind of guy that really could use that money. Super happy that he got the bonus. He's a good dude, man. All right, co-main event, Marcel, Waldo Cortez Acosta, the salsa boy, defeats the Vanilla Gorilla, Chase Sherman. Pretty good fight. I mean, they were just slugging it out. Chase Sherman's extremely, extremely tough. Like that second round, man, I think the ref should have stopped the fight. I really do. Like the guy, he wasn't really defending himself. He was just basically just hoping his chin wouldn't like collapse on him. I think the referee should step in that situation personally. But, you know, the guy ended up winning the 3rd round too and got the job done. That judge, I think it was the Anthony Manis guy. I think he gave the first round to Chase, to Waldo. I don't agree with that. I got to be honest first. Yeah, it was him. The other two were 29-28. I think it was an easy fight to score. First round, Chase Sherman. 2nd and 3rd round, Waldo. You know, 2 fights now in the UFC in like a month. We're learning a lot about this guy, right? Great boxing. We already knew that, right? We've talked about that like months ago. He was on Contender. But Marcel, I think a lot of us weren't sure about the cardio, and now we're getting that question answered. Like this guy can go 3 hard rounds at heavyweight. He's did it twice now against 2 pretty durable guys in Bandera and Sherman. So I understand they're like bottom of the barrel heavyweights guys. I get it, but like I think there is something to this guy. I'm not saying he's gonna be a champion. I don't think he will be, because I don't think he'll have that grappling game. But just the fact he can box his ass off and knock people out, I think he'll break into the top 15 at some point for sure. I think he's pretty good, Marcel. What do you think about Waldo?
Yeah, man. I mean, gotta see. I mean, the only thing that bothers me is that he doesn't block low kicks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's where he's vulnerable at, I think. The punches were good. I think he fought a lot better than in his debut against Jared Vanderaa. I think that wasn't a great fight at all. And now he showed his potential, I think, against Sherman, did well. But, I mean, if you want to come far in the UFC, you definitely should beat Chase Sherman, right? I mean, that's just it. What do I think I would like to see Waldo against Andrei Arlovski, for example, you know. I think, Andrei Arlovski still gives a lot of these newcomers, new contender guys still a lot of problems, and I think that would be a great fight, you know. But yeah, maybe not, but that's my opinion.
Right. Someone in the chat said, actually, it'd be a good fight, yeah. It was Q-Lob's game plan to wrestle Oaktree, I guess. Matthias, his mom passed away. I didn't hear that. I'm not saying you're wrong. Maybe I missed that. I didn't know she passed away. I mean, are you sure? Oh, I guess she did, eh? Jeez. Possible. I mean, I don't know, because I know that she was sick with ALS, which is like something that, you know, you can't survive, unfortunately. I'm just reading this. Are you sure she passed away though? Like I feel like there would be a story written about it. I can't find anything. Anyways, that's too bad. I don't know for sure though, John. I can't find any story. I'm not saying this guy's wrong. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm just looking to see anything on his Instagram. I don't see anything, unless I'm missing something. If anyone can find that while we're talking, that'd be cool. Get some more information. But I haven't seen anything about that. Terrible news if so though. All right, let's go to the next fight here. Muslim Salikov defeats Andre Fialho. First round was kind of how I was hoping the fight would go, because I picked Fialho, Marcel. I did really good in this card. I got 2 wrong. This was one of the ones I got wrong. You know, on paper, Muslim was the better striker. I just thought because of the age, that he, wouldn't be able to take those shots, but it turned out to be Fialho again. Durability is a concern with this guy, right? Like he's 2-3 with 2 knockouts, but all 3 losses by or 2 of the losses by stoppage. Marcel, 5 fights this year too. That's a lot of fights for Fialho, so he's gonna need a break for a while. Good win for Muslim though, right? Gets back in the win column. Needed that after getting out by the Li Jingliang. Good win for him, and he gets a bonus too. Any thoughts quickly on Muslim?
Yeah, I mean, like I said last time, and it's like power against technique, in my opinion. Fialho has more the power, and Muslim has more the technique, I think. And Fialho always tries to steamroll his opponents. He always tries to knock them out with every punch he's throwing. And Salikov is more like he's more like, how do you say that, composed and try to methodically destroy you. Put it that way. Yeah. And I think he looked really good, man. I think he looked really good. And for Fialho, I mean, we got to say, Fialho is his 5th fight this year. Yeah. 2 times he got stopped. 1 time a decision, but that was also a pretty tough fight against Pereira, and he got 2 wins. So it's tough, and he wants to fight this much. But the thing is, you also have to consider your health. You have to take your time sometimes in between fights. And his last fight was in June against Matthews. He took some time. Now he got finished again. I think it was, by the way, perfect stoppage by the ref. Yes. It was Chris Toyoni, I think. So I don't give him many compliments, but I will do this time. This was a great stoppage. And I think for Salikov, I mean, he lost last time to Li Jingliang. He lost his ranking, and now he's back close to the top 15 again. Yep. So it was a fun fight as for long as it lasted. But good win for Salikov, man.
Yeah, look good. Sorry guys, I'm just getting the comments here. Ryan Spann confirmed it today on the MMA show with MMAOB with Ariel. Okay, I didn't see the show. Thanks for telling me, man. That's too bad, man. ALS is a horrible disease. It's like it's something you can't really survive, unfortunately. It's like one of those things where you hear about it and you're counting on the days to your death. It's terrible. So I hope that he I know he was her primary caregiver. Like that's hard, man. I almost wonder, Marcel, like I hate to say it like this, but like not having to, spend his time and energy taking care of someone that's really sick. I'm sure he'd rather have his mom be here than anything, obviously. But he'll have more time to dedicate to his game now, Maybe you'll see significant improvements from this guy, and he's fighting for something even bigger now. So it's terrible news, though. It's really sad. All right, let's go to the next. Sorry,
it's like you had a famous soccer player, football soccer player here, who also had ALS, and you saw like, and in the beginning he could still talk, and at a certain moment he barely could talk. It was like really like a speak thing that he couldn't say anything anymore. And he also passed away some years ago, I think. But there is no how do you say that for that? No, you can get better. Yeah, no cure.
Yeah, it's like cancer. It's terrible, man. All right, let's go to the next fight here. Our guy Marcel, we called it. I mean, it's not like this fight's a hard fight to call, but I told you guys last week I was giving you a lot of options for this fight. We both said Jack's going to win this fight by knockout.
Yeah,
and I said go first round. Like it was plus money, so I hope people took that because this fight was easy. It was too easy. I mean, when they matched it up, Marcel, like, did you have any doubt in your mind he would lose? Like, I didn't think at all there was a chance. Like, Dane Roberts is a good fighter. He has no durability. He has no chin. He's fighting like the best boxer in the division. Like, he's going to get knocked out.
I was like, it's nice that they give Jack a fight before Perth,
Just a little warm up.
Yeah, man. He's like, he also did an interview with my colleague, by the way. Super soft-spoken guy. Yeah, Dennis. Super soft-spoken guy. Very nice person as well, I think. How he comes over. He really comes over good,
I like him.
Knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
Improving every time. I'm just really impressed with Jack Della Maddalena, and I found out his actual name is Giacomo, so it's actually Giacomo Della Maddalena.
That's a crazy name. He's got a really weird name. Whenever he was on Contender like 2 years ago against Angelusa or Los, I should say, I was like, man, this is a very unique name. I'll just say that. I was like, let's see if this guy can fight. This guy can fucking fight. He's turned into one of my favorite guys, Marcel. I know you feel the same way.
Exactly the same, awesome, man. Dude. His granddad is from Italy. That's where his name comes from.
Okay.
So Yeah, he's really good, man. For me, he was one of the two guys, one of the two people I was really looking forward on this card, alongside with Natalia Silva, where we're going to talk about later.
In a few minutes.
Yeah, but yeah, these two, and I mean, Jack is amazing, man. I'm really a big fan of Jack Della Maddalena. I think
3-0 this year with 3 knockouts,
yeah.
so he's getting a top 15 opponent, right? I would say.
And yeah, definitely, and also against somebody like Ramazan Emiev, a guy who super tough to finish, always it seems to get these decisions, super tough, and he finished him in the first round. So, yeah, can't say anything enough about this guy. I think many people feel the same at this way. So, yeah.
The only thing I was thinking, maybe you could just do Salikov and Delaman because they both fought in this card. They both got
why not?
And you could do Fialho versus Roberts, and the loser gets cut. I think that's another fight that makes sense. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, I mean,
right? Because if Fialho lost, he'd be 2-4, and Roberts has a bad record. They're both fun guys, though, right? Anyways,
yeah.
I love Jack, man. Salikov 10 rice Fialho's ribs. He did. It's in full training camp. Take a long break. Oh yeah, he needs a break for sure. Fialho. What's up, Joe? How's it going, man? Glad to have you here, buddy.
What's up?
Giacomo. That's an awesome name. That's so funny. All right, next fight. Charles Johnson defeats Serghei Spivac. I know you got some thoughts about this one. So I thought again this was a really close fight, and it was such a fucked up fight. It was a fucking weird fight. There were so many breaks in the fight. That's the thing. What were the judges scoring? Because like you have something happen, and then there's 5 minutes of a break, then something else happens, then another 2 minutes of a break. I'm just thinking, like, what are they remembering? What are they remembering? I was watching this fight live, and I was looking at the odds too. At one point, Marcel, in the third round, it was like plus 800 for Charles Johnson. And they were talking about on the broadcast, and I'm like, that's pretty high. Like, I really wanted to put a bet on it, but I was thinking, like, okay, he's probably going to lose, but it's still close enough where they could fuck it up like Jacoby and Roundtree. That's what I was thinking. Like, they could still fuck this up. And they did, I think. I don't think he won the fight. I did win some money on Charles Johnson. I had a parlay Marcel, and he was the last. Well, he wasn't the last guy. Kennedy was the last guy, but I had him in it too. Mm-hmm. So I won some money off this, but it's like I got back from the Jacoby one because, again, I told you that, like, didn't I not say it does even out? But when it happens in the moment, it feels so shitty, right?
But it doesn't even out for Zumagulov, dude.
This guy's he's been getting fucked his whole career by them now. So now this guy's 1-5 in the UFC, but the reality, Marcel, is he beat Jeff Molina. The reality is he might have beaten Raleigh and Paiva, and the reality is he should have beat Charles Johnson. So instead of 1-5, he could easily be 4-2. Sorry, I'm reading this wrong.
Yeah, 4-2. Yeah.
No. We're yeah. Sorry, yeah, 4-2. Instead, he's won. I'm thinking to myself, holy shit, that's a big swing, but it's true though, right? Mm-hmm. Even if you give him like one of those wins, because like at this point, I don't know if they can. Like, I think he retired anyways. I think he said he retired, right? But like, man, he's been getting screwed by the judges. Don't like his style, I guess. This fight was so weird though, with all the breaks. Like, again, what were the judges scoring? That's why I was looking at the odds. I'm like, this is a little bit steep. I still think Jagas won the first and second round. That's why the odds were that high, because they were like, Charles Johnson needs to finish the third round. He didn't get it. That's why the odds were Platiander with the bell. But that's the decision. Go ahead.
I mean, homeboy already got 5 wives at home, Zumagulov. So I mean, that's tough life. But it's like these people are screwing fighters' careers,
I know. And they don't give a fuck. They can go home and sleep at night, and they don't get in trouble, Marcel. Nothing.
I heard it was a split decision. I was already like, oh my god, And then I heard the third judge, Sal D'Amato, scores the count. I was like, okay, Johnson won the fight. We already knew when Sal D'Amato is the third judge, you're fucked. You know what I mean? It's just crazy to me, and it's really sad. Zumagulov. Listen, man, nothing against Charles Johnson, and you heard the interview of Charles Johnson after the fight. He's like, I don't want to talk about the fight. So, I mean, Charles Johnson, great dude as well, but he didn't want the fight, and I think he felt that way as well. Zumagulov, what can you say? He's like, he only got the win against that dude. What's his name again? Jerome Rivera. Yeah, but he should have had 4 wins. Let's say he should have had 3 at least.
3, I know exactly. Yeah. Take away one of them.
Yeah. So, it's just what can we say?
Like, he should be 3-3. We'll just say that. That's fair. And then you get another fight. Like, probably would have been getting caught with 1-5 record, but again, ended up retiring. The comments here, Zalgas got robbed. I didn't agree with the decision. I'll just say that. Johnson should have gotten a point taken away. He thinks it was a robbery too. Yeah, you guys aren't the only ones who think that. I know Marcel agrees with you. Zalgas won the first, Johnson won the third. Came down the second. I agree. Stats say that again, they don't have the stats. Maybe we should start giving the judges the numbers, because if these fuckers can't like see with their own eyes, maybe they need to have the numbers like put in front of them. Marcel, these people, they're so stupid. Like, again, this fight was like pretty competitive, and because of all the breaks, it was weird, right? That's why I was like, I honestly was a little concerned for the decision when it got there. I wasn't 100% sure, but again, it's just like the Jacoby fight from last week. Like, this guy outstruck him like clearly in the first 2 rounds.
I tell you, bro, and not to put the feathers in our own asses, but put you, Cole, and me as the 3 judges over there, and we will do a better job than 90% of these judges over there.
Buddy, these guys are just not good, and I mean, we talk about it every show. It's just annoying. I mean, I like, again, I feel bad for the fighter, because his career like is screwed up because of these guys. So
you know what the annoying thing is, like you say, Adam, like they have no how do you say that? There are no repercussions for them or whatever. You know what? I mean, they can give like the most stupid scorecards and nothing will happen. You know what I mean?
These guys have a job for life. Our boy Johnny the Greek. He I can't remember what episode. One of the podcasts he did with Nick on his own show, The Gambler's Perspective. I don't know if it was the one I was on, but it was one of the ones earlier, like when they started doing it earlier this year. But he was talking about how, like, there's a group, actually, I don't really see these guys too much on Twitter anymore. For a while, there was a bunch of these, like, judging apologists constantly defending the judges. I'm not seeing them as much anymore, but I don't know where these guys went to, but maybe I'm just not seeing it, but I don't see them as much. But I listen to Johnny, and I understand Johnny's bets are not the greatest. We all know that. But as far as, like, analysis goes, the guy, he does understand the sport. And one of the things he was talking about was how, people feel bad for these judges, like, because their job is so hard and they're not making that much money. He's like, this is complete bullshit. These guys have a front row cage side seat for, like, the greatest sport in the world. That's literally, like, they get to watch the fight here. Like, and people saying they don't make that much, like, I think they make between, like, 500 and 1,000, like, a night. Like, that's pretty good money. Like, most people only make that their own jobs. And this isn't a full-time job. It's once a week.
Yeah.
I think these guys are they're just stupid. I just think they don't care enough. That's what I think. Anyways. Want to make that clear, because, like, a lot of people are like, oh, they don't make much money, so they shouldn't care that much. They should definitely care.
And also, they have screens. They have screens in front of them. We saw it last time. You always said it. I'm finally convinced.
Someone was watching them I don't know what fight it was, but I saw the guy, like, looking down like this, and I was thinking, hopefully Marcel could see this guy looking at the screen. Easier for judges to be fooled by Johnson's antics. Yes, and John bad ball language. Raw twerk, no Greek course. None at all, man. Next fight here, Jennifer Maia defeats Marina Moroz. We both called this one, Marcel. Plus 145 or plus 150, whatever you guys got on it. I just didn't understand the line. Moroz is decent. Again, maybe it was because she had all the hype because she was doing the Playboy magazine or something. Like, I'm like, why is she a big favorite all of a sudden? It didn't really make sense against, like, a fighter who's ranked higher, who's more experienced, who's fought better competition. Again, Marcel, like, we talked about last week, look who Martin lost to. She's lost to literally the best fighters in the division. So she's underrated. I think her boxing looked great in this fight, man. I really do. Like, I think she looked good. Not the most exciting fight, I would say. Like, it was decent. Like, not my favorite fight, but Maia looked, I think, pretty good with the boxing. Any quick thoughts on this fight?
Yeah, man, I think Maia looked really good. I think it was not it was a clear, for me, it was clear Maia win, but I think it wasn't like a big difference in how do you say that, in level, Yeah. But a good fight, an okay fight, not a memorable one, but yeah, Maia won. I have not a lot to say about that fight, to be really honest.
Yeah. No worries. All right, let's go to the next fight here. I mean, this fight sucked. Miles Johns and Vince Morales. The only interesting thing was during the James Krause was suspended. This fight was terrible. Honestly, I think it could have gone either way. Again, we picked Johns. I think both of us did, so I'm glad he won the fight. But it was just a horrible fight. I mean, this fight was so bad. Any thoughts on this one?
I think Vince Morales. I think at first he said he felt he won the fight, but I understand that because it was like nothing happened at all, actually. Yeah. And then he said, like, I rewatched the fight back, and it's like, what did he say? I don't understand how a fight looks that bad looking from the outside while I was in it, that I didn't felt like it was that bad. So yeah, I mean,
horrible fight.
It wasn't a good fight at all. Yeah, and I mean, Yeah, could have gone either way. I think John's edged it with two rounds to one, but I mean, wasn't a good fight. I hope to see these guys against others to fight better, because we know Miles Jones can fight better. We know Vince Morales can do better. So yeah,
we do. Ricky Turcios defeats Kevin Natividad. Again, competitive fight, but I think Turcios won the fight. I mean, I don't think it was a super hard fight to score personally. But what do you think?
No, I agree with you. But the thing is, Kevin, I think Kevin knocked him down in the third round, right?
Yeah, he did. Was it at the beginning of the round, I want to say?
Yeah, somewhere, yeah. So for me, it's not really weird for people giving
him wait. Here's the thing, though. The judges didn't give him that round. The one that had the split gave him the first round.
Yeah, I know.
So that's why it's weird.
Yeah.
You understand? Like, he still gave Turcios the third round.
It's like...
That's just weird.
People were saying it's a good fight. I didn't think it was a good fight. Okay. I think it was a bad fight between two guys who didn't know what to do. That's what I had the feeling about. And because it looked like super weird, how do you say that? Scrambly, just weird scrambly, and everybody was like, "Oh my god, this is a fun fight." I was like, "No, it's actually looks just kind of bad, But both guys were as bad as each other, so that's why it looked kind of even. Yeah, I don't know, man. And Turcios is a little bit too, how do you say that, for me? Like too, how do you say that?
What?
Like vague for me, It's like such a fake. He's not fake, but vague. A vague guy. I don't know, with his with his post-fight interviews as well. Always like, I don't know. He seems like a nice dude, but really vague.
For sure. Glenn has a comment with the judges. I think, Glenn, it's 900 per event. I think that's what it is. I don't think it's per fight, and they don't do every fight in the card.
Bro, if that's per fight.
Are you sure?
No, it's if that's per fight.
I think it's per event. I think it's per event.
Let's hope so.
That's what I had heard, but I could be wrong. But the point is, these guys don't listen to these people who are like, these guys aren't getting paid good money, because I'll tell you right now, I don't get paid $900 a day. Do you, Marcel? No,
of course not.
Who's making $900 a day? I mean, you're not probably working at MMA. And you work 4 days a month, so you can make like an extra $4,000 on the side. You can still have a full-time job.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that? That sounds fucking great to me. Does that sound good to you? That's like another full-time job salary on the side, almost. Like, I don't know, man. I just, again, those people that say like these guys aren't getting paid enough money, I don't agree with that. Could get better. Could be even more, right? But I still think it's good. Do you think Kroos? Hey, what's up, Marcus? We should talk about Kroos. You know what? Let's just finish the card and we'll talk about Kroos. Is that okay? Sound good, Marcel? We'll talk about it in a second, Marcus. Let's just go through the last 3 fights. Vanessa Demopoulos defeats Maria Oliveira by unanimous decision. She looked good. Brady Heastan defeats Fernie Garcia by unanimous decision. Any quick thoughts on those? Because I know you want to spend some time on the last fight. Any quick thoughts on Demopoulos or Heastan?
I mean, Demopoulos. The thing is, man, Maria Oliveira just fights not smart. You know what I mean? She could have won that fight, in my opinion. And Demopoulos, she tagged her many times in the third round. She was like kind of coasting at a certain moment. And she lost the third round, I think, but the first 2 rounds she won. So this deserved win, in my opinion, for Demopoulos. And for Brady Heastan against Fernie Garcia, man, Brady almost got stopped early in the fight, and but Brady took over with his wrestling, good positioning. He did well. I think Fernie landed some more damage than Brady actually did, but Brady did better in the wrestling. So I think it was a clear 2-1 win for Brady in that fight. So yeah, no problem.
Agreed. I think that Fernie still won the first round.
Yeah,
because he did the damage with that knockout.
I agree with that.
And let's get to the first fight, because I know you want to talk about this one. Our girl, your girl, Natalia Silva defeats Teresa Bleda. And just talk about the fight, because first round, I mean, it didn't look too good. Let's be honest. Like, getting controlled. Girl almost had the armbar. Bleda. I think, again, Bleda's gonna have a good career in the UFC. She definitely looked like she got tired in this fight. She'll learn from that. I think she can keep working. She's like 20 years old, 21. Conditioning is the last time I worries with her, so I think she'll have a good career. But Natalia Silva's special, right? We've talked about this, Marcel. We talked about when she beat Jasmine, and she's special, man. Like she's one of these prospects that they got to push immediately. she missed like what 2 years of her career. I want to say 3 years because of injuries and stuff. Like, I think it's time to get her back. Like, get her a quick turnaround if possible in Brazil. I think throw her on that card. Give her a prelim fight on like the televised prelims, on the ESPN prelims. I don't know who she could fight, but this spinning back kick knockout was one of the best women's knockouts probably of all time. I think it's up there. I don't think I've ever seen like a knockout like with a spinning back kick from a female fighter, and for her to land on that jaw while her opponent is ducking, just unbelievable timing. Absolutely deserve the bonus. This girl's really good. She's going places, man. She's going to do well. If she could keep working on that takedown defense wrestling, she's going to cause problems for everyone because, man, the striking is just very, very good. Any thoughts on her?
Yeah, man, give her Molly McCann.
She wins easily. I think she wins easily.
Yeah, I mean, it's a striker, striker for striker. Why not? Let's do it. Fun
fight.
Yeah, good. I mean, good win. First round. I mean, that Blader girl, she's long. She's big,
Yeah.
And yeah, she had some trouble, I think, at a certain moment. I think she had her in the triangle. But she came out. And Blader was kind of gassed in the second round, but also, I mean, the ground game, I think Blader was stronger on the ground, but Natalia is also pretty good on the ground, but the striking was like 2 or 3 levels apart, you know what I mean? Natalia's striking was way better than Blader's striking, and that's where she made the difference. I mean, I think if Natalia didn't got the finish, she would have got the decision anyways, she only probably lost the first round. So, yeah. Good win, man. Good win, and one of the better wins of the night, in my opinion.
Bro, she looked good. I mean, let me ask you a question. I know your crush for her was big before, but it's got to be even bigger after that knockout, right?
Just as big, dude. Just as big.
Love this guy. George loves her too. Natalia high still in another knockout. I know George better her by knockout. I think he sent me the screenshot. Good job, George. All right, let's go to. Let's talk about. That's it actually for the fights. Okay, so. Let's talk about Crows. Yeah, let's talk about Crows. Okay, so I'm not surprised, right? We've been talking about this for a month now. Actually, we talked about more than a month ago. Remember when that thing came out, like, I want to say 2 months ago? And I talked to you about this, Marcel, and I'm like, this guy is trying to get people to give him their account. And people were, by the way. They gave him their passwords to their accounts. And I'm like, isn't this illegal? Well, it turns out it is. And you know what else turns out, Marcel? Like, if you're hiding information about your, spreading information about your fighters, which, again, is alleged, we don't know what Kroos has done. We don't even know. Like, at this point, he's suspended. Like, while they're investigating. So at this point, it's not fair to say that he's guilty of anything because that's not how. I would say in this country. I live in Canada, though. That's not how it works in law, though. Like,
in the world, just say in the world.
Well, no, because there's some places actually, Marcel.
In general,
yeah, it doesn't look good. I'll just say that it doesn't look good, right? It looks bad. For him to get pulled from the card from cornering his fighter the day before is a bad look. Him constantly not commenting when asked about it. I mean, that's makes you wonder a little bit. And then obviously, just if you look at the numbers that we can try to get my hand up here, like the line was like this and then went like this. Like the way it went up, it was too sketchy for like the sport. Did they think that sportsbook's not going to see this? Whoever was doing this, clearly there was some insider information. It seems pretty obvious, Marcel, that someone knew Minner was injured. Whether that was Kroos or whether it was Minner himself, I don't know. But I watched the fight back again today, by the way. I haven't seen it since, like, was it 2 or 3 weeks ago? It's a fucking sketchy-ass fight, Marcel. If you watch it, go watch it back, knowing now what we know.
I know.
The way he kicks him and then kicks him
then
again.
He kicks him again. Yeah.
It's like he knew he was hurt and then just realized, okay, I'll just take the injury loss.
I don't know.
And then he just turned it up. Bro, he didn't – hold on one sec.
Yeah.
Dominic Cruz is like, why is he not trying to get up? Why is he not shrimping? Like, why is he not trying to do the right thing to get up? He just sat there getting clubbed in the head until the ref stopped the fight. Something's funny about that fight, guys. It's a weird-ass fight. Again, I'm not saying Kroos is involved in that fight himself. It could have been Minner, could have been someone else. Someone knew he was hurt, and someone was cashing big on that fight. Something sketchy about that fight. Anyways, go ahead.
Imagine that we knew that there was something with Derrick Lewis going in against Spivac.
Right?
And imagine that Derrick Lewis would have fought anyways, that also would have, like, you know what I mean? There would also be some stuff going around. I think there would have been some money put on Spivac, man, if that fight would have continued, you know what I mean? And then if Lewis got, like, stopped in the first round, imagine, so you know what I mean? It's just weird.
someone was betting a lot of money on Minoru to lose in the first round. I'll just say that, or under 2.5 rounds or whatever. It's very weird. Let's get some comments here.
But
go ahead.
Yeah, there were also like the most bets were like Shailan first round under 1.5.
Like exactly. He's more of like a decision guy. I mean, I know Minoru gets finished a lot, but like it was weird, man. Glenn says they were screenshots of him giving picks for this event. Really, he was already told not to do that. But again, he thinks that the law is above him, right? Or no, he's above the law. Excuse me, the other way around. No, that's what it seems like, because like I saw that screenshot last week. Someone was like, "Hey, I heard the coaches aren't supposed to bet," and he's like, "No, it's just the fighters that are retired now." It's like, no, dude, they made clear that coaches are not supposed to bet either. They made it very clear a month ago. Remember, Marcel, that thing came out, and then this happens. You know that's connected too, right? You know that, right? It's all connected. I know there's another MMA podcast that I watch sometimes, and there's another MMA coach that does it. The Santino DeFranco guy. I think you know him from like, was it Fight Ready? Fight Ready, right? Or MMA Lab.
I think Fight Ready. I think.
Gotta check, but he's Vanessa Demopoulos' trainer, right? Yeah, Fight Ready. I know he was doing a betting podcast, and now they stopped doing it because I'm pretty sure that they like. I mean, he might still be betting on the side, possibly. Like that's the thing. Like, how do you really know if someone pulls their app and makes the bet? I don't think that's even an issue, honestly.
Yeah, but
you shouldn't be so obvious about it. That's the problem, right?
Exactly. You know, listen, man. Nobody. If you were a coach or something, and you're gonna bet. Listen, man, you can even let your wife bet, for example.
Exactly.
You know, I give the money. So it's like it's not traceable, you know.
Yep.
But to be so open about it and to even give picks, ask people to pay for it, you know, and that kind of stuff, it just makes it more stupid. You know what I mean? And I understand that they want to have some more income than they have, but you got to be more smart about it, I think.
I saw someone on Twitter saying that he has like what, thousands of guys in the chat now, and they're paying $50 a month. Like, he's killing it, Kraus. Like, he's making so much money from this, guys. And like, I don't know, because I'm not in there, and I don't want to like say for sure, but I've heard that the picks like sometimes are really good, but I've heard that overall, like I don't know how profitable he really is, you know, because I remember on Ariel's show he was like bragging like, I make so much money from betting on MMA. I make more money than I do on coaching. He's the one who put this on himself, Marcel. You know that, right? And again, that whole MMA thing, or MMA Hour thing, was like a commercial for his Discord. So if that's what he wants to do, run the Discord, I think that could be a more quite frankly, Marcel, he probably will make more money doing that just from getting subscriptions from people. But he can't coach at the same time. He's got to choose one or the other, you know? But again, if he ends up getting in trouble and ends up facing like, you know, some sort of, you know, punishment for this, I mean, wow. I don't know if you saw that New Jersey, they're not going to take bets on its fighters anymore. So you can't bet on Brandon Moreno in New Jersey anymore, or whoever's on his team.
These people who give out bets and ask money for it, they probably hate us, you know. We give them free
picks. I know, and our picks are good too. Like that guy, I think you saw that tweet today. The guy's like, "These are the best YouTube handicappers." And this week was me. I was at the #1 spot with someone else. I can't remember who was. I was like, okay, and I did it for free, and you guys got the free pick. So hopefully you guys made some money. I made some good money this weekend, Marcel. I did really well. I told you. So I had a really good weekend. Between NFL and UFC, I had a great weekend, man. Huge. All right, let's get some other comments. UFC was hoping to sweep under the rug, but the commission said not so fast. Absolutely, because Dana last week, by the way, Dana talked to Aaron Bronster, I think it was. Actually, he talked to the media in New York, and my boy Aaron was talking to him and asked him about. Aaron's the one who asked him, and Dana was like, he's like, "Oh, nothing's going on. Like, there's nothing here. Like, there's no proof." And he was like, "You can't even bet $30,000 on UFC prelim fight. That's not true at all. It's actually very easy to bet $30,000 on prelim. That's not even like." Yeah, it's a lot of money, but it's really not. Marcel, trust me, it's not. Like, I see bigger bets all the time, like especially on like football and stuff. But on MMA, you can get $30,000 down on the fight. You can, absolutely. So that saying, Dana was just trying to, like he said, sweep it under the rug, and it's not looking too good. If Miles hadn't won, would he have known? Probably not, because during the broadcast, didn't they say Kraus couldn't make it, or like he couldn't make it to flight?
Yeah.
Didn't they say that? But he was there. He had dinner with the guy. I don't know, man. This whole thing is really weird. Like, and it's almost like they're trying to like. I think the other fighters like are trying to protect Kraus because he's one of them, right? He's a fighter too, obviously. I think that's the fucked up thing is, Marcel. I think we all like James. Like, he's a good coach. I think he was a good fighter. I enjoyed watching his fights, but he's destroyed his reputation. I think he's tarnished it because of greed. And he's not the first human beings ever like hurt their reputation because of greed. But I mean, You go to Twitter, you type in James Krause's name, look at the comments about the guy. Like, everyone hates this dude right now.
Talking about greed, you know what really annoys me? That power slap shit that the UFC is trying.
Bro.
I mean, they try to use the UFC name to promote that. Really annoying, man. It's on my timeline the whole damn time. I don't want to see that. And you also see many of those fighters don't like it at all, you know? So
it's so dumb. I don't really have an interest in the guy's bad thing, the power slap. I think it's like really dangerous. Like
it's like CTE, promoting CTE.
You can't move your head. Like you're supposed to just stay there and get hit in the head. Like that's the thing. It's not really a sport. Like it's not like MMA. Not. Like part of MMA and boxing and kickboxing, whatever, is the defense too. Like it's hard to move your head. It's not easy to do that. So the guys that can move it well and not get hit, or like that's impressive too. Not just punching and kicking of your own, right? So, but this is just you're just sitting there and some guy's gonna smash you in the face. Like
it's like to show like two fat guys hitting each other with the hand with the. It's so stupid, you know.
Well, if they ask us, we're still not doing it, okay? Because I don't want to.
No, me neither. You know.
Let's get some more comments here. Of course, this side hustle will cost his reputation out of his gym. Well, Moreno, Onama, and others leave glory. You might see some fighters leave the gym, but I mean, Miles Tribe just went there. That's the fucked up thing. This guy went to this guy's camp, and then he came and cornered him. And Safe was at. I don't think Safe cornered him, but Safe was there at the event, so he could have cornered him. He won the fight, so I don't think he cares. But like, I'm just saying, like, imagine the decision went the other way because it was a close fight. Imagine the decision went the other way. What would Johns be thinking then? Or so like, oh my god, I moved my whole life to like Kansas or whatever, Kansas City. Oh gosh, a couple more comments here. Megan Anderson said Krause and Sanko had an affair. Maybe the commentators looking up for Sanko. She did say that again. I think she was like completely out of place for saying that. I think we talked about last week. Like that could have happened. We don't know. How is Sanko going to know? We're not going to know unless they say, and they haven't said anything like Sanko or Krause. Actually, I don't think Laura's even like commented on it. I still think it's just stupid that a coworker would like out you like that because again, they both work for ESPN.
Listen, man, Megan Anderson can block me if she wants, but she is like the fighter kind of person that Amy Kaplan is in the MMA world. You know, they're like always victimizing themselves. That's really.
I know what you're saying. Amy's kind of grown on me though. I'm gonna give Amy credit. Like she's at every event. She is trying her best. You know, like I'll give her some credit, Marcel. Megan Anderson is just a scrub. I just don't like her at all. Like I don't like her attitude. She wasn't a good fighter. I have nothing to do with this person.
Yeah, let me say something nice about Amy. I'm happy she's not on my timeline anymore.
Fair enough. All right. There's another comment here. Do you think PFL and Bellator banned Krause? It wasn't UFC that banned him, Marcus. It was actually the commission. Commission banned James Krause. That was misreported, but it was the athletic commission. Which fighter stock do you think rose and dropped the most? That's a good question. Rose the most? All right, I'm just looking at the okay, Natalia. So I mean, to me, it was already high, but it definitely went up. Kennedy's probably went up a little bit. I think Cortez Acosta maybe a little bit. Who's went down? Fialli for sure. Chase Sherman again.
Cutelaba.
Roberts. All the main card guys. Salgas, even though he should have won.
I think Jack Della got the most upside. I think
he does. Let me ask you a question. Okay, we're gonna go through this card. Okay. Ion Cutelaba, does he get cut or does he stay in the UFC?
I don't know, dude. It's like the thing is, like he always comes to fight and he's always entertaining, even if he gets finished. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So I don't know. The thing is, how much he's on the payroll with the UFC and how much does he earn? You know, if he is like 40K and not more, they maybe keep him. But if he's over 40K, like 80K or 90K, that's probably they cut him.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know.
His overall record is 5-8-1 in the UFC. He won 5-1 in his last 7. But all losses to rank guys. I think they give him one more, but not 100% sure.
They should stop giving him rank guys, dude.
I know. Chase Sherman, 1, 2, 3. He's 4 and 5. He's 4 and 10 in the UFC. Does he get another fight? Or does he get cut? 4 and 10.
I don't know. He won his fight before this one against Jared Vandera, so I don't know.
Maybe they give him one more because he does come to fight, but. I mean, who does he even fight? He's fought pretty much everyone at the bottom now.
Dontel Mays?
Dontel Mays or Justin Tafa, I guess. That'd be the only guys. Like, it's hard. Like, there's just, they're not going to, at some point, you become the guy at the bottom.
Or they give him that English guy, that Mick Parkin guy they signed for.
Oh, yeah. They could do that fight. I forgot about that guy. Yeah. Fialho, I think they'll give him one more. He'll get another fight. By the way, I looked at all of his fights at the Pereira fight. Someone's won a bonus, either him or his opponent. So he'll get another fight. Dane Roberts, though, what do you think about this guy? Because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 6. 7 and 6 record.
Danny Roberts might be fortunate. Then in March, there's probably another London event, But
he'll have to win that fight to stay in the roster.
Yeah,
I think so too. Next fight, Zhao gets 1-5. I mean, he retired, I think he said, but he probably would have been cut. Rose will stay. Vince Morales, 3-4, not an exciting fight. Does he get cut?
It's possible, It was not a good fight, I hope not, because I think he's a fun guy normally to watch, and I've always some great banter with him on Twitter, but that has nothing to do with his fighting style. Yeah. But I really like the guy, so I hope he gets another fight.
Kevin Natividad at 0-3. He's getting cut, right?
No, he's going to get cut, I think.
100%. Yeah. Rhea Oliveira's 1 and 2. I think she'll get the last fight. She'll get that fourth fight, right?
Yeah, and she's like,
good-looking girl.
Yeah, I think many people think she's a good-looking girl. So it's the thing with you had also that, what's her name again? The Ashley Yoder girl. She's like really like, sometimes she's good, sometimes she's not. But she is like the girl next door. She looks good. You know what I mean? So they like to keep her around, and she's she's not annoying or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, she's quiet and she does her job. Exactly. Ferdy Garcia 0-2. Maybe he might get caught.
I hope he gets another one, because I think Fernie has talent, but he's still a little bit green, you know what I mean? So, I don't know.
He's on the bubble.
Yeah.
And then Blada gets another fight. So I'm just saying, like, half the card, like, the loser getting cut probably, though. Like, we're not half, but, like, a lot of them. We'll say that. Do you think Cutelaba would make 185? I don't think he can. Can he?
Doubt it.
I think if anything, he'd go to heavyweight, right? Like, but he'd be small there, too. And then another comment here. Cutelaba's last time was 33K, 7 fights ago. Gotta be 80. Yeah, it's probably 80K to show. And he probably, like, I think they probably got to bump up. I would hope. I mean, maybe not. Actually, it's the UFC. It didn't go to 5 rounds, so maybe not. But I'm just saying, like, they started putting their name on the poster and everything. Maybe they got a slight bump up in pay, because when you fight in the main event, you're supposed to get paid more money. But again, because it was not 5 rounds. But Marcel, I think they do get more money for the shorts, right? For wearing them. Don't the main event, they get more money, right? So they probably got a little bit more, at least, from that. All right. Anything else you want to say about this card, or we're good?
I think we're good, dude.
Awesome. All right, cool. Last thing we want to talk about here, guys, Bellator recap. We'll just go through that quickly, Marcel. Did you get a chance to watch the card?
Yeah, man. We were completely off on the main event, right?
We were very, very off. Like, I want to ask you a question right now. How, like, Corey Anderson, how do you even live with yourself now, knowing you're the one who told the referee that it was the illegal clash of heads that caused stopped the fight, cost him $1 million in the title? The fight went 5 more seconds, or whatever it was, 7 seconds. He wins the belt, Marcel. Now he's got nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, Jesus. Like, I do feel bad for this guy, like, genuinely, because it's like he was being a good dude, but it bit him in the ass in the end. Any thoughts, man?
Yeah, it sucks, sometimes honesty is not always the best thing to do, but I respect that he did that. Yeah, let's be honest, man. We both thought that he was going to beat Nemkov, so it's not like, and that's probably what he expected as well. But Nemkov did well, did smart, and he got the win, and good for him. Now we're going to see Nemkov against Romero. I think Nemkov wins against Romero, dude. I would be surprised.
I'm a little surprised they announced this fight so quickly, personally, because the guy just got on a 5-round fight. Like, how would I know that they said that was the plan, but like, this fight's in February. Like, the guys could have taken more damage. He didn't, but. Anyways, I think he probably will be favored to win that fight. I'll say.
Yeah, for
Romero's
sure.
like 46, right? I think he's 46 now. Let me double check. He has looked good lately. He's 45. Excuse me. He's looked good, but Nemkov he's only 30.
Yeah.
He hasn't lost in years, 6 years. So he's still good. Although, again, the Corey Anderson fight, the first one, he probably should have lost. Usman, I mean, this fight was a joke. I think Pitbull looked horrible, by the way. Like, you're down 4 rounds, dude. Like, you got to go for it. I don't think he even really went for it. Even I know his like manager was on Twitter saying like he didn't have his best night. Like, well, no, he didn't. Not even close.
Let's be honest. Pitbull knew before the fight he was going to lose.
Yeah.
He will never say that in public, but he knew it. And everybody pretty much knew it, that he wasn't going to win this fight. And this was like horrible matchmaking for him. And so would have been Tofik Musayev as well, So it's like, I didn't saw a way for him to win this fight, and he didn't. So, I wasn't surprised at all. And now we need to see Usman against Tofik, I think, man. I would really love to see that fight. I think that's an amazing fight. And if not, you got Shabli as well around there. You got so many good guys there.
A couple other fights here. Kizriev and Weichel was actually a decent fight. That third round was crazy. Weichel had a couple, I think he had a flying knee that rocked the dude really bad. Weichel is still he's an old dog, man, but he can still fight. Daniel James, crazy comeback against Terrell Fortune, underdog upset here. Marcel, crazy comeback. He was losing the whole fight, almost got choked out, and then managed to get on top and pound the shit out of his opponent. We talked about him last week a little bit, a little bit underrated, right? Good record, fought some good guys in Russia. So a little bit under. He's 38 though, right? Or 40? Sorry, he's 40.
Very bad loss for Fortune, dude, to get back on track in the division.
Do you think he gets cut? You think they release him?
I don't say he gets cut, but he's definitely not around for any title shot or any contender fight anytime soon.
It just sounded like Coker was disappointed when he was talking to the media after. He was like, we spent a lot of money and time building this guy up, and he just, every time he gets a step up kind of thing. Anyways, man, I was surprised Roman Feraldo lost. I got to be honest. That one was a bit of a surprise for me. Were you surprised Kelly beat him?
I thought he was going to win, but the thing is, like I said to you, man, they have a few guys, Feraldo, Brandon, Cody Law.
Yeah.
It's guys, they are always plus or minus 700 on the card 9 out of 10 times. And sometimes it bites you in the ass, You saw with Cody Law last time, they gave him that James Gonzalez dude who already upset Pat Sabatini, I think, back in the day in CFFC.
I gotta give you guys credit because you and someone else in the chat was like, I think this guy's better than you're saying, Adam. And I'm like, are you sure? And then he goes and beats thing. I'm like, okay, you're right. Occasionally they get bit in the ass, right? But the matchmaking, right? So I'm with you on that, man. Anything else you want to say?
Yeah, but that's a super. That's always the iffy thing what I say about Bellator, man. You can build these guys, but at a certain moment you have to give these guys some better opponents, And if you build these guys against opponents who aren't even close to them, they haven't had a real competition, At a certain moment you see this Feraldo guy gets into the top 10 without even fighting a top 10 guy, Cody Law as well, And then you have to match them up with actually real contenders in that division. Yeah. And then the gap between the guys who let them fight before and the guys who are in the contention are so big that is a huge step up in competition. So you got to test these guys early. Do you remember, for example, James Gallagher, when they put him against Ricky Bandejas? They thought he would steamroll Ricky Bandejas with the grappling, and Ricky knocked him out. You know what I mean? So it's you can build people up, but at a certain moment, you have to give them a little bit bigger step in competition. And you can't go from, for example, Marcel Dorf to Francis Ngannou. You know what I mean? It's just stupid. That doesn't make sense. But they do that often in Bellator. I like Bellator. There are great people behind that. But that's a thing that really bothers me sometimes, And I always say it as well on the Bellator Zone podcast, which I do with Santiago. It's you can build stars, but then do it like what you did with AJ McKee. You know, AJ McKee had a great road to where he was at certain moments. He was also a homegrown guy. They built him up, but at least he got guys who were skilled at a certain level and who were better than his opponents before. He fought the guys who were around at certain moment at around top 7, top 8. And you saw his development, and he was getting better, and he was brought the right way. But you also got to see, no, not everybody's AJ McKee. AJ McKee is just raw talented, great back then in the day, and now he's just a super good guy, I think, but not everybody's AJ McKee. So you gotta watch out who you pick as your next big thing, in the division.
That's sure. How I think about it. No, I agree completely. I think that's really good analysis. Really, the other prelims were all mismatches for the most part. All the prelim favorites won. I tweeted, I'm like, guys, what are the odds that all the favorites will win? I'm like, that's not good odds. And people are like, oh, it happens all the time in Bellator. That's not true. There's usually at least 1 or 2 underdogs that win, and that's exactly what happened here. You know how many people probably had Feraldo to end their parlay or something, Marcel, or Fortune? Or even Corey. I saw a lot of people had Corey Anderson. So it is what it is. It's betting, right? Betting's up and down. But it's not every favorite will win. That's what I'm going to say. Go ahead.
That's the thing about that Imran Shari Alif guy, which ESPN yesterday put out a tweet with Team Khabib members, but they forgot 8 or 9 members on that tweet. That's and they funny. Put Saeed on it first.
Oh my god. Excuse me.
You saw funny. That?
I didn't see him. That's terrible.
That like Team Khabib has like this record. They're like 106 against 3 against 0. But they also had Said Nurmagomedov on that record. And Said has nothing to do with Khabib team, you know.
No,
and then they took the tweet down, and they put a few other fighters on it. So it's like, you got on the picture, you got Shamil Zafurov, you got Ferdor Gazbulayev on the picture, but you don't include them in the list. Like, how is it even making sense? You know what I mean? So, yeah. That's the thing.
Sorry, go on.
That's the thing with these lists, man. You shouldn't do them. You know, there are too many guys from a certain team. It's like, when they're gonna do like, let's do Killcliff. You know, it's like, you can't even put that in one tweet. Those Killcliff guys. You know what I mean? So it doesn't make sense.
That's funny. Someone did see the tweet. That's funny. A couple more comments here. Thoughts on Nemkov Romero? I think we talked about it. It's Upside Collectibles. Yeah, I mean, I think Nemkov should be fair. He's 16 years younger. I mean, that's significant. Don't feel too. Oh, you saw about Corey Anderson. Less money for Anderson. That means less for Ali. That's true. Thoughts on Fader versus Bader? I mean, Fader's got a puncher's chance. Like, there's no doubt. I know he got knocked out in like 30 seconds in the first fight, but like, that fight didn't play out. If he lands the first punch, he could knock out Bader. I'd still favor Bader because he's the younger guy, better wrestling. He's got knockout power, but I mean, I think it's a good fight. I'm okay with the fight. I will say this though: it's like, this isn't the first time Fader's retired, so everyone's like so sure he's going to retire this time. I'm not. I won't be surprised if he fights again Marcel in like a couple of years. I know he's old, guys. I get it, but like these guys like Anderson, Fedor, you know, all these guys. These things are like, this is their life, so it's very hard for them to walk away even after they do so. You know, Marcel. What's up, Antoine? He's like asking, how was your family? How's your weekend? Doing pretty good, Antoine. Just watched a lot of sports this weekend. I've actually been really sick the last week. I've just been staying in the house, so it's been terrible. Feeling better the last couple of days, but last week was pretty brutal. I don't know what happened. I think like, I don't know. I felt fine on my trip. It got home a few days later. I got sick, so I don't know if I picked something up on the plane or something, but it's not COVID, thankfully. Don't want to get that again.
Yeah.
Is it officially over for Cutelaba? We talked about it a little bit, Antoine. We think he might get one more fight, but he could get cut depending on his salary. Props to ref for taking a fence grab. Yes, that's true. I hate when they don't take the points away. It's so stupid. Daniel James should have got the DQ for the illegal elbows. I possibly, yeah. I mean, there were some illegal elbows. The ref should have stopped it before he landed those elbows, in my opinion. Do you guys think Usman could be double champ? Amosov is made up. I mean, that guy's a lot bigger. Amosov is very good. Possibly, but I think Usman's good. So, possibly, but I wouldn't say for sure. Marcus, what's up, man? Thanks. He says, enjoyed the show. We talked a little bit about the World Cup at the beginning of the show. Marcel actually gave me two good picks today. He sent me 2-1 Netherlands. They won 2-0. And then you sent me one. I think you said 1-1.
I said 1-1.
Yeah, you said tie in the other game. I didn't ask about the other one because that was actually I think that first game started like in the morning, right?
Yeah, so, I had 1-0 for England, but it was 6-2.
6-2. Holy shit, that's a lot of goals. What the goalie sucked on Iran? He was bad, or
no, not even. You know, the thing was like after 40 minutes, I think the goalie actually got subbed because he got concussed, and other game came in, but it wasn't his fault. Those goals
just sucked, right?
Yeah, not good.
Couldn't play defense. No, I understand it. Watching a little bit soccer again. You know, soccer's not my favorite sport. It's definitely not the sport I know the most about. I'm more of like obviously UFC, but like I love the NFL. I watch like every game on Sunday.
You're from Northern America. It makes sense, you know. I mean,
for sure. You know, the NFL is
growing there, but
for sure, like the NFL is something that I've watched since I was a kid, because we had it on TV here. So like when I was younger, like in the early 2000s, it's so like literally to find a game now, I just have to go on the internet, click a link, Marcel, and I have all 15 games. Click on the link. Back in the day, I only had so many channels, right? So like I used to watch Buffalo Bills games because they were like on the like when I used to go to my grandma's house, she had like great grandma, I should say, she had like the rabbit ear things on your TV, so they would get like Buffalo station in Toronto, so I'd watch the Buffalo Bills games, early 2000s, and you know, I've liked football since then, but the last like this year, especially the last couple of years, though, I'm like really into it now. Like I absolutely love it, Marcel. It's such a great sport, such a brutal sport. It's such a brutal sport, man. You think like UFC is brutal, but the NFL is crazy, Marcel. Like the hits these guys take.
I like to watch a game here and there.
Yeah, for sure. They just had one in Germany last week. I don't know if you knew about that. Did you know that? They had one where the Bayern Munich plays in Germany. They had a game there. They sold it out. It was like 3 million people wanted to buy a ticket for the event. I think they sold 80,000, I want to say. So it's pretty nuts, in my opinion. Anyways, I think that's all I wanted to say here. What do you say? Go ahead.
Yeah, man. I mean, I'm kind of fortunate, man. This year, last year I was still like doing mail. During
exactly.
the day.
You have a much better job. You can chill at home and watch the game now.
I can watch the World Cup now.
Bet on it,
I would have been able to watch it. And man, looking forward. Like Argentina's tomorrow at 11 over here. That's like 5 a.m. for you. It's like Argentina is one of the favorites to win. So I'm looking forward to that. And there's another Mexico-Poland. There's a great game. So looking forward to tomorrow. There are like four games. So yeah.
And they should win, right?
Ooh, Argentina.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, probably
Messi,
big.
Messi,
It's
right?
against,
it's against they're a big favorite. I want to say it. Let me double check the odds.
Yeah, they are against Saudi Arabia. So yeah, definitely.
I'll look at the odds right now.
Pretty big, probably.
Let me take a look. Where is it? World Cup. It's on DraftKings. My 700.
Yeah.
Holy shit! For soccer, that's insane. So yeah, they're going to win. Obviously, there's no question. I think it's more of like how many goals do they win by, right? That's the question. But in soccer, it's like goal differential is important too, right? Like goals you score. Joe, what's up, man? I agree. This game is interesting tonight. 49ers in Arizona in Mexico City. Like I think that changes the game. Like I really do. And also, obviously, Colt McCoy is playing for Arizona and not their starting quarterback, Kyler Murray, who's a better quarterback. But Colt McCoy is a good backup. Like he's one of the better backups, and he just won a game last week against the Rams, who again suck, but they did win that game. 10 points on the spread, man. I've been pretty good lately with the spreads. I'm more of like a money line guy, but I did hit on Tennessee last week. They were the spread. They were the underdog against Green Bay Thursday. I mean, 10 points is a lot of points, man. It really is. I don't know, Joe. I'm almost thinking like I want to take a small play on Arizona just to have some action on the game, but I might just watch it. I don't know, like 10 points is a lot. I mean, 49ers probably win, but I'm just saying like neutral field games are a little bit more different, They're not as easy to predict as if it was in someone's backyard per se. So looking forward to that. Got off topic there. Thoughts on Khamzat Desperate Claudio Pereira. He's not getting that fight. Thoughts on Khamzat? Yeah, he's not getting that fight. He's getting that fight. All right, let's end this podcast, Marcel. We went over the hour here. I'm going to end this show. I'm going to do open up a new stream in a minute here, guys. I'm just going to do a PFL preview. Marcel, I believe, got to go. He's not feeling too great today, so he's going to head out of here. I'll do the PFL preview by myself. Marcel, let's just plug the stuff, and we'll let you go, buddy.
Yeah, Big Marcel 24 on Twitter, Instagram, and Eurosport.nl, mixed martial arts sections for Dutch articles. Yeah, that's it.
Twitter at MMARtin, podcast at MMAOBDailyPodcast.com. Like, share, subscribe, tell your friends about it. We'll be back next Monday, guys, for the next podcast. But like I said, I'll stick around with me for a minute here. And I'll be doing a PFL championship preview. That is this weekend. It's on Friday. Should be a good card. Marcel, thanks again, man, for jumping in with me here, dude. I'll end the show, guys. I'll be back in a minute. I'll start a new stream. Peace.